Welcome back. Do remember you can find all our top stories on channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. Just log on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and the Channels 24 apps will give you access to news and updates. You'll also have access to the Eyewitness feature with which you can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu. Follow the instructions you see to share pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Properties worth millions of naira have been destroyed in a fire outbreak. You see on your screen there, it has consumed almost 6 houses in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, and that happened yesterday night. Witnesses say the fire was caused when the driver of a diesel-laden tanker stopped to fix his tanker. The tanker, which was said to be leaking, then exploded, causing a huge fire which spread to nearby houses. Although no life was lost in this incident, one person sustained injuries and she has been rushed to the hospital. Members of the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Grand Alliance have commended Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano for justifying the confidence placed in him in the governance of Anambra State. This declaration comes after the team's tour of few project sites undertaken by the governor with a focus on agriculture and industrialization.
Agriculture is one of the 4 pillars of Governor Willie Obiano's blueprint for his administration. To bring those plans to life, the state's drive to be self-sufficient in food production comes in handy, strengthened through a partnership with Del Farm Anambra Songhai Agro Limited.
The state government is helping them to actualize that objective from Samila. By the time they sign up that contract, this company will be one of the biggest and richest companies in the world. And the Bariam will benefit from that immensely because of the developmental things that will come with it.
Members of the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Grand Alliance are on a tour of the agricultural products, and Del Farm Integrated Farm Settlement is first on their list. The project is located in Igbariam community in Anambra East local government area. The plan is to reawaken the people's consciousness to the governor's performance, which they strongly believe will fetch him another term in office. The Del Farm Anambra Songhai project is a unique integrated development framework that combines agriculture, technology, industry and services. Its objective is to establish, manage and maintain 4 specialized farms across the state's 3 senatorial zones.
Part of what we're doing here is an integrated farm, and our basic focus is sorghum.
They move on to Aguileri within the same local government area, where the team inspect road projects constructed to open up areas where agriculture is viable. 42-kilometer road stretches across a 200-kilometer bridge at Odene River to link Iyora Anam in Anambra West with the rest of the state.
The project speaks for itself, and it tells you that Governor Obiano is a model. He's doing this in agriculture, he's doing a lot of work in education, and most importantly, commerce and industry. So this is a man really that, if he's encouraged, what we want in this country is success stories. We want success stories, stories that other Nigerians can see that democracy works.
They also stopped by the rice farm located in Nnewi South local government area, an industry that deals specially in rice production and exportation.
Governor Willie Obiano is the symbol of Abga here. So they have come to assess his performance. And they are very, very happy with what they have seen.
The benefits expected from this partnership are huge. The focus is to use the training and empowerment centers to create jobs in poultry, animal husbandry, fishery, cassava, rice and other value chains which are important links in the state's agriculture transformation strategy.
Communities in Yobe State, northeast Nigeria, destroyed in the Boko Haram insurgency will be rebuilt and giving some order as the state commences an urban and slum renewal project. Roads across major towns will also be rehabilitated as part of an initiative to clean up slums and reorganize structures and facilities in key towns of the state. The state government says it will try as much as possible to avoid demolition and relocation that will disrupt the lives of the people any further. And let's get more on the rebuilding process in Yobe State. And joining us on the program is the Commissioner for Works, Energy, Transport in Yobe State, Mr. Layin Shitu. Welcome to News Across Nigeria, Mr. Shitu.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, sir. Thank you for joining us. Now, tell us about this all-important rebuilding process, which involves a restructuring of slums and urban areas in Yobe.
Yeah.
Tell us more about it.
Yeah, as you rightly mentioned, right now His Excellency is really has a keen interest in transforming the state capital, particularly Damaturu. And we have been having a lot of infrastructural development, complete transformation of the state capital. In this regard, there is this committee being set up as a committee in order to, change the face, give a facelift to the state capital, known as Beautification Committee or Sanitation Committee, under the able chairmanship of His Excellency the Deputy Governor, Engineer Kaji Aliu. And I'm the secretary to that committee. And we have commenced our work in earnest because we were inaugurated in early January this year.
All right, but we know that most of the victims or residents were victims of insurgency. They're now trying to settle in various communities. Now, one will ask, how is this going to affect them, this rebuilding process? How is it supposed to affect them?
We are aware how the insurgency really affects the entirety of Yobe State, particularly this southern part of Yobe. That's Gujuba, Bulani area, which compels them to come into Damaturu and being kept in some camps. And now, after the insurgency, there's a still committee overseeing the, returning of those IDPs to their various communities. Committee known as Insurgency Reconciliation, Resettlement and Reconstruction, still under the able chairmanship of His Excellency the Deputy Governor.
All right, Mr. Shitu.
So they have.
Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So now most of the communities are going back, and formally the camps are being closed down, except one which has housing about not more than 2,000 IDPs for now. So most of the communities are returning to their various settlements.
All right.
Because of the relative peace we have recorded in recent times.
Okay, but how long will this process take, this rebuilding process? Do you have an idea of how long it's going to take? Mr. Shitu? All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Shitu. He's the Commissioner for Works, Energy and Transport in Yobe State. Thanks for your time. Now, the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, is advocating an increase in the statutory 15% initial payment for contractors who are handling federal government projects across the country. Speaking at the 6th National Council on Housing in Abuja, Mr. Fashola argues that the 15% initial payment that the government gives the contractors handling its projects is no longer feasible in the light of current economic realities. And we'll talk about employment in Imo State, but that's when News Across Nigeria returns. Please stay with us.